Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're going to do something pretty exciting. We are going to completely flip the script on how you think about personal finance. We're taking what everyone knows as the ultimate consumer debt trap, yep, the credit card, and we're going to transform it into a powerful, math-backed wealth creation tool. We're pulling directly from some really fascinating financial analysis that breaks down exactly how banks profit off of you, and honestly, more importantly, how you can reverse engineer their own systems to generate risk-free money. Okay, so here's our roadmap for today. We're going to cover the credit card illusion, the minimum due trap, rules for smart usage, the interest-free time hack, and finally, multiplying returns with cashback. Let's just dive right in. All right, part one, the credit card illusion. So to make this whole system work, we first have to confront the core problem, right? Like, why do credit cards destroy so many financial lives in the first place? Well, it's because they create this very dangerous, kind of intoxicating illusion that you actually possess money when you don't. It essentially bridges the gap between what you want right now and your actual bank balance. And that false sense of purchasing power, that is exactly what the issuers are banking on. The severity of this issue really hits home when you look at the numbers. Think about it. If you go to a bank for a normal loan, you pay somewhat reasonable rates. Maybe it's 6 to 8% for an education loan, 8 to 10% for a car, or 12 to 14% for a personal loan. But credit card interest rates, they are an absolutely staggering, borderline criminal 35 to 40% annually. The source material hits the nail on the head here. If you are paying this kind of interest, you're making a massive financial mistake.
Which brings us to part two, the minimum due trap.
So how do credit card companies actually trick consumers into paying those astronomical rates? It's usually not through some massive, reckless shopping spree. No, it happens through a highly deceptive, seemingly helpful little feature called the minimum amount due. Imagine you get a bill for 60,000 rupees. You look at your bank account, things are a little tight this month. But hey, the bank kindly offers a minimum amount due of just 5,000 rupees. You pay the 5,000, thinking, great, I did the responsible thing, my account is in good standing. But here is the trap. The bank doesn't just charge you interest on the remaining 55,000. Actually, wait, it's worse. They charge you a 3 to 3.5% monthly interest rate on the entire original 60,000 rupees. People often think they're being charged 3% a year, but no. It's 3% a month, and it's compounding on your full balance.
And the true cost of this trap goes way beyond a spreadsheet. This isn't just math. The source actually shares a deeply personal, pretty traumatizing story of his own father falling into this exact trap. He talks about how aggressive recovery agents literally showed up at their home. They were harassing his mother, trying to force entry, and just repeatedly demanding to see her husband. It's a really stark reminder that falling into the credit trap isn't just a financial error, it brings real emotional trauma, humiliation, and deep embarrassment. It's a very dark reality, and it's one we want to avoid at all costs.
So how do we avoid it? Let's move to part three, rules for smart usage.
To avoid that nightmare and actually turn the tables on these companies, we need to completely redefine how we use these cards. We have to set a solid foundation. If you take absolutely nothing else away from this explainer today, please memorize this golden rule. To make this system work, you must never, ever spend money on a credit card that you do not already possess in cash in your bank account. You have to treat your credit card exactly like a debit card. If the cash isn't sitting there ready to go, the swipe does not happen. This strict discipline, it's the absolute prerequisite for literally everything we're about to talk about.
Now, beyond the obvious safety of just avoiding a debt spiral, paying your full bill on time instantly unlocks a bunch of secondary benefits. First off, it aggressively builds your CIBIL credit score. By maintaining a score of 750 or higher, you're proving you are highly creditworthy. And what does that actually mean for you? It means when you genuinely need a significant loan in the future, like buying a house, you're going to secure it easily and at the cheapest possible interest rates. Plus, you're accumulating reward points that convert into completely free lifestyle perks. We're talking Amazon vouchers, hotel stays, the whole shebang, without spending an extra dime.
All right, now for the really fun stuff. Section 4, the interest-free time hack.
This is where we transition from just being safe users to actually exploiting the bank's own systems to our advantage. Because of how billing cycles work, if you make a purchase on the very first day of the cycle, let's say January 1st, your bill isn't even generated until February 1st. And the payment? It isn't actually due until February 15th. That means the bank has just given you a completely free, zero-condition, 45-day loan. No strings attached, no hidden fees. They are literally floating you the cash for a month and a half.
So, what do we do with this 45-day window? Well, remember our golden rule? You already have the cash for your expenses sitting in your bank account. While the bank patiently waits for its money, you take your cash and park it in a liquid mutual fund. If you aren't familiar, a liquid mutual fund is a highly safe, highly accessible investment vehicle. It has no exit load, which means you can pull your money out within days without any penalties, and it has an extremely low expense ratio. Crucially, it safely generates about a 6% annual return while your money just sits there.
Let's look at the real-world math on this. The source uses a personal example of routing roughly 3 lakhs of regular monthly expenses through this exact method. By letting that 3 lakhs sit in a liquid mutual fund earning 6% annually for those 30 to 45 free days, it safely nets an absolutely free 1,500 rupees a month. That translates to 18,000 rupees every single year. You are taking absolutely zero risk, spending no extra effort, and collecting free money just by acting as a middleman between your own cash and the bank's billing cycle.
And we can take this even further. Section 5. Multiplying returns with cashback.
We definitely don't have to stop there. We can supercharge this whole strategy using specific cashback multiplier features. Cards like the UniCard have a really specific hook. Their standard feature is that you can split any bill into 3 equal parts over 3 months at 0 extra cost. Now that sounds great if you're broke, but as the source points out, that's just another trap designed to encourage overspending. The real hack, the smart move, it's utilizing the lesser-known alternative feature. If you totally ignore the split and use the cash you already have to pay 100% of the bill up front, the card instantly rewards you with a 1% cashback.
So let's see what happens when we combine our two strategies into one master plan. Look at how beautifully this scales up. In our 3 lakhs a month example, you earn 1,500 rupees from the liquid fund plus a 1% cashback of $3,000. That is $4,500 a month, or an incredible $54,000 in completely free yearly income. But hey, even if your monthly spend is a much more modest 25,000 rupees, combining the fund yield with the cashback still nets you $4,500 a year. So whether you're spending a little or a lot, this layered strategy guarantees you thousands in completely free money every single year, all from expenses you literally had to make anyway.
So here is the bottom line. The system is designed to trap you. It's designed to make you the source of the bank's massive profits through 40% interest rates and those sneaky minimum due illusions. But with strict discipline, unwavering adherence to the golden rule of only spending cash you already have, and just a little bit of smart math, you can legally hack this system. You can completely flip the script to build your own wealth instead of their debt. So the big question is, now that you know exactly how the game is played, are you ready to stop being a source of income for the banks and start making their systems work for you? Think about it. Thanks for joining us for this explainer, and we'll catch you next time.